Now, if we're going to play an Avatar game, we're going to need to set up just a couple of rules. Many of the original Avatar cast do not exist. Not Aang, not Roku, not Ozai or his ilk. There will be a few familiar-ish faces, including Firelord Sozin. Avatar Roku has been replaced with another firebending avatar, KO, who has done pretty much all the same things as Roku, with some subtle changes that you might find out about later. In this alternate universe, the future is uncertain. Nothing is promised. The Fire Nation may win the war. 100 years may not even pass before the other nations bow to the reign of fire. With those truths accepted, we can begin. And I lied. I feel like this music is just a little bit jaunty for talking about the death of all four nations. All right. In the years leading up to the Great War, the air nomads had enjoyed a great level of peace throughout the four nations. They had installed centers of learning in the Fire Nation capital and, in the absence of an avatar, established themselves as experts on the spiritual realm. Seeing as the next avatar would be a member of the air nomads, they would wait for them to announce, the world would wait for them to announce the next avatar and introduce the next symbol of unity amongst the nations. But they would never see that day come, would they? Nearly 16 years ago, Master Pwen was made aware of a spirit, the Waylai, who had caused a great imbalance known as the Scattering. With the Waylai's intervention, the Scattering would prevent the air nomads from identifying the next avatar. Through many years of harsh testing and trial, the temple monks had narrowed it down to 13 candidates, avatar hopefuls, with the understanding that the avatar themselves will be revealed once all the candidates have turned to 16 and the Waylai's influence is gone. But to the rest of the younger airbenders, thoughts of the avatar had national policy was a very distant thought. Today is one of revelry. The annual Bison Polo Championships are proving to be a very entertaining spectacle for everyone involved. Tempest, you are in the air, traveling up to the northern air temple where the festivities will take place. On the back of your own bison, and shall we say a fellow traveler along with you. I believe his name was Yushen?
Mm-hmm. Wei Shin or something.
Wei Shin. On his own bison. It has been a pretty peaceful few days. Even as far as air nomad standards, you have seen a great deal of the world, finding great fun places in the Fire Nation. Before that is the destruction of the Temple of Learning. You are aware that there are some political issues. There are some political issues going on with the greater hierarchy, but that's of little concern to you. You fly with, well, your father. He calls across to you with his staff on his back. He is this very powerful looking man. Not necessarily as well built as one might think, but he has a presence about him that is very strong. He looks at you from across on his own bison and just asks, "Are you ready?"
As ready as I'll ever be.
You're not participating, are you? Do you have a team?
I mean, not really, but I'm here to watch.
One day it's all going to be easier, you understand.
I hope so. Hasn't been easy so far.
You look up just ahead of you and you see this this large mountain ridge and a small temple. Just past it, you see the great buildings of the monks and all of their strange architecture that feeds into itself and from the mountain below. To most people, it would be difficult to breathe up here, but not for you. And certainly not for the bisons with whom you are piloting. You see a great number of other bison surrounding the temple in large swarms like clouds. Other athletes and jockeys getting ready to participate with their own teams. Follow me, I know a place.
Following.
For lack of the better word, he's attempting to show you where to park your bison. There is a... Gosh. Where'd it go? There it is. There is this outcropping in the back, kind of where it almost leads into a cave system on the side of the mountain. Nice and away from other people, which is kind of what you're used to at this point. Wei Shen lands his bison and gives them a nice little scritch on the cheek. Looking over to you and making some space for you.
We'll go right next to him.
All right. I won't be with you today. I have a few things I have to take care of.
Busy as ever, I guess.
Busy as ever.
I guess it's kind of your day, isn't it?
I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but don't you have some friends around here you could talk to?
Find something out.
He looks around. He just taps you on the shoulder. And he goes off towards the main temple.
All right, well, I guess we're off on our own. We're going to try and find somebody.
The temple itself is beautiful. You do have your glider as well if you want to use that too.
Yeah, I guess I'll fly up just kind of where everybody is, just where I see a big grouping of people. Walk around.
The temple proper has this huge landing zone where a lot of people are practicing their flips and spins and coming in from all different directions. The wind itself is blowing at a pretty gusty rate, and you see a bunch of the bison jockeys trying to accustom themselves to the flight patterns. It's a festival. You see carts, and you smell cake, and you even hear like tambourines in the background, music of different kinds. There's plenty to do, even if you don't immediately see anyone that you would consider as close. There is plenty of do to explore.
Ooh. I want to stuff my face.
You want to stuff your face. You go up. There is one of these older masters who has an airbending master with a large arrow on her head. And you think you remember a name of her as Sumati. An expert from the Southern Air Temple on cakes. And she has a large collection of them for people to just simply come and take. There isn't a lot of currency in the Air Nomad Society. Like, have you come for the cake? I made these ones fresh.
Miss Sumati. He's gonna bow.
Please, yes, bow. Please, I know. She looks down like at her foot and she feels something like wriggling on her, and then she starts you see this little gecko and she pets it. It has this large mane of hair. She puts it on her shoulder. You recognize it as a little baby lion gecko.
Oh.
Not exactly native to the air temples, but is here. In front of her, you see all manner of cakes. You see different fruits, different kinds of like crackers, and spread on top of all of them, and the icing is all like marbled. Looks like straight goop has fallen over all of the cakes, and it looks gooey and buttery and awful and wonderful.
Okay. Miss Sumati, I would like some cake, please, if you wouldn't mind.
You hear a shing from the back, from behind her, as she flips a knife all the way up in the air and catches it deftly and slams it into the table. There's a bunch of different kinds. She explains to you that there are different tarts that she picked up from the Fire Nation, and she ended up crumbling them across another cake of sweets and butter. Another more savory cake that she inspired from the Water Tribe colonials as they were traveling into Chameleon Bay. Conventional air nomad things, and nothing from the Earth Kingdom. Interesting indeed.
I think I want a Fire Nation cake. I love the Fire Nation food every time I've gone there.
Have you tried something called a fire flake? They are crunchy like crackers, and they burn, and they're terrible. But I find myself wanting more of them.
Are they on the cake?
No.
Oh.
Wait,
I haven't tried it.
Oh. Here, have some.
I guess we'll find out. Okay. I'll just grab it.
She gives it to you.
Okay. I just have one more question. Can I pet your lion gecko?
Of course. She gets him up on her little finger, and she holds him out to you. Sumati is huge. She is an incredibly large airbender, built like a brick shit house, but very peaceful and nice. She holds him out, and he sits back on his hind legs and rears up, sizing you up himself.
Like a little groundhog.
Like a little groundhog. You see it lick its eyeball.
Oh, you're just so cute, aren't you? He's gonna pet. What's his name?
I haven't decided yet. I found him on the way here.
Oh. Well, he's very cute, and I'm sure you're gonna give him the best name. So.
Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, go on, try it. It's one of my newer ones, and I want to see if it's something I should keep in the rotation.
Okay. He's just gonna, straight up pick it up with his hand and just bite into it.
And no one faulted you for that. The initial bite has this crunch to it, and luckily it does not taste like fire flakes, so you're not immediately getting burnt to a crisp. It's gooey and soft, but it also has this caramel crunch to it, given the tart that was sprinkled on top of it. It is very sweet, and it gives you some texture to play with. It's very pleasing to feel.
Miss Sumati, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes! I told you, little one, we got this! And she, gives him a little high five. And he doesn't move, just...
So what are your plans for today? Are you supporting anybody?
I don't know. I do really enjoy a lot of the Miller stuff. I just think they're very funny.
Yeah, they're really good flyers too. They're
Have you
really good Bison polo. They're probably in the top 3 favorites to win today.
have you seen they're including a new they have a new runner in a new person to take on the role of Mrs. Miller.
And like, no, I didn't know that.
Oh, it should be really interesting. I'm very excited. I don't know. Although, rumor has it that there's going to be another team that comes up by a certain person you might know.
Who was that?
One of the 13. The team's a little bit well supported. I just like to root for an underdog.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out.
You turn you turn behind you, and in the crowd there is like this shorter airbender you recognize to be Menga. He has this crazy hair. It looks like he was just blown up in a lab incident. And you see him surrounded by 3 other air nomads. One with glasses named Orang. I'll send you these names.
Okay.
The token female in Pama. And Dakpa, who is hunched over, looking around nervously at all the flying bisons and taking cover.
Oh, hi.
He runs up to you at full airbender speed.
He'll probably like jump off his feet so they like levitate back like a couple feet and then just like slowly like go back down.
Oh, you want him to miss you?
No, he'll catch him, but like
okay,
like just kind of
you know
like
what?
go back.
I'm gonna
with my
have you.
airbending a little bit.
I'm gonna have you roll. I want you to rely on your skills and training.
Okay. Focus. Oh, that's not good at all. That's a 2.
You see it, and you weren't expecting it, and you start the motion, and Menga finds you and clasp like an ironclad cuff around your entire torso, and you fall down into Sumati's cakes.
Oh.
No!
I'm so sorry. I'll pay this for you. I'll pay twice, double. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
It is okay. Isn't it, little one? I know. It was good seeing you, Tempest.
Sumati.
And she walks off and starts picking up the rest of her cakes. Menga does not notice any of this and does not give a shit.
Well, at least they weren't cabbages.
At least they weren't cabbages. Menga releases you and leaps back to his feet just as quickly as he found you. It's like, we didn't know if you'd be here. Are you participating? Do you have a team?
I don't have a team. I'm just here to watch. You know,
Ow.
Maybe pick up some stuff from the more professional flyers.
Okay. Yo, come on, we're about to check out the festival. Do you want to come with?
Yeah.
Guide and coming with! Yay!
Let's do it.
Let's do it. He takes you back to the group, and you see the colorful faces that you have come to know, at least in some form of like acquaintanceship. Menga is a very forceful personality and will kind of adopt people where he sees fit.
I'm very adoptable.
Very adoptable. You start walking with everybody else through the crowds, just kind of seeing what there is to see. And Menga just starts Do you know anything about like the teams? Do you have any bets going? I have a few dozen rare lychee nuts from the Southern Air Temple on the line, saying that the give the names of my own fucking teams 1 second. Let's say the Millers are gonna win.
I would probably bet on the Millers, but
Do you have
I
a
don't know.
favorite?
Not really. I haven't really been paying attention that much this season. I know my dad's been really stressed out about the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
So I've just kind of been trying to help where I can.
your
And
dad.
yeah.
The other kids get a little uncozy at the mention of a father. But it's quickly overlooked. The Millers. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if did you guys have any teams that you're playing with, or
I mean, I'm personally not really super invested in this sort of thing. I'm just here for the food. But Dakpa said that he was really interested in the windsurfers. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I. Okay, fine, maybe a little.
windsurfers?
Pema pipes up. I'm really just also here for kind of the food. It's not really my thing either. I just wanted to see kind of like the fun. And she gives Oring a nudge, and he just shrugs.
That's how I feel, Oring.
You see some of the teams practicing and flying all around and above you, just for a little context, so you know who the Millers are. It is a Bison polo team, and they all have stage personas. The Millers is a fictitious family that plays in the Bison polo tournament. So none of the players have names. They are simply known as Mama Miller, Pa Miller, Doug Miller, Girl Miller, and Dog Miller.
Dog Miller. So there's a Doug and a dog?
Yes.
Okay.
And they're all dressed ludicrously in like bison fur. And
okay, this is my favorite team.
And Mama Miller and Pa Miller are both played by the opposite genders of which they are typically assigned. So it does look like Air Nomad Drag.
I'm all for it.
All for it.
I was super confused. I was like, there's a family of air nomads? So I was like, what?
No, they're actually oftentimes quite a bit younger than what traditionally a mother or father would be, but they're having a good time and they are chaos incarnate.
Yes. I love it.
You are also aware of a couple others, so we can get to those as they become more apparent.
Okay.
You guys you walk past a bunch of different carts. Menga goes off on this whole rant about how he's been excited just to be able to come to this side of the temple because he's been doing a bit of a pilgrimage and traveling to each of the others, and as well as getting a bunch of weird side eyes whenever he would go to the Earth Kingdom because he couldn't find any Earth sages, which was weird.
Why were you looking for Earth sages?
I mean, it's just one of those things you don't hear about. Like, you hear about, like, Water Tribe healers. You hear about, well, us. You hear about Fire Nation spirit people, but you don't hear about the Earth ones, and I was just curious, and I was trying to figure out what was going on, and then I thought I saw some guy with, like, rock hands try to grab me, but I was very far away, and I was already running the opposite direction.
You sound like a scaredy cat.
I am not a scaredy cat. This is not the first time this has come up. I am brave. I am brave. Doctor, tell them I'm brave. I don't know. Tell them I'm brave. See?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, look, you fight some guy with rock hands, and you tell me how you fare. Cool?
I'll get back to you on that when I
Oh,
fight
what's
again
up?
with rock hands.
Minga goes up and just starts grabbing food. He has like these big old crackers that are in like they're in star shapes. They kind of remind you of like saltines made out of like a different flour. I mean, a different like kind of cracker. And he's just like shoveling them full in his face.
You gonna pay for those?
Hmm?
Are you gonna pay for those?
Put it on my tab. Thank you. Go back. Anyway, we should probably pick up the pace.
You're lucky my dad has a lot of money.
He stops eating for a second and goes back to it. The championships are kind of starting to ramp up just a little bit. You see a few more teams that you're familiar with, including the Windsurfers, a group of younger looking benders who have a reputation for being chaotic and overwhelming. They get to go fast and win quickly before their opponents are able to catch up. You see, I didn't change the fucking vibe because this vibe is not enough right now.
Air Nation nap time.
Our nation nap time. It's something. Okay. You see traditional air nomad dancers, and you see some of the groups start to break up a little bit as they go to like different kiosks. Pema and Dakpa in particular are usually always the ones that are together because Pema ends up having to drag Dakpa into doing anything.
Okay.
Orang just kind of silently watches everyone. And nods in approval, yeah. Minga continues his long, constant one sentence before he stops. And everyone looks at what he's looking at. Do you see that? You follow his vision and you see a ring-tailed temple lemur.
Yeah. That's a lemur.
Last first one to catch it. First one to catch it gets first dibs on snacks.
Yip yip.
Yep.
He's not even waiting.
Not even waiting. You dash after it, and you hear the group following you right behind. I'm going to have you just go ahead, and I already know what they made myself. I need you to go ahead and roll to rely on your. No, I lied. Push your luck.
Oh gosh. Oh, okay. That is a 9.
A 9? Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Do you want to use any techniques to help you out?
I can use a technique. Like a fighting technique?
Well, you should just have regular techniques or basic moves to help you out.
We will. I mean, I guess we'll just assess the situation, see what's like. See if he's like moving or if he's like aware that we're coming.
Oh, the lemur's very much aware that you're coming.
Oh, great.
You move wrong and it sees you. It leaps back and you're already trying to squeeze through a bunch of small nooks and crannies in the air temple, with Menga and the others directly behind you.
Oh my gosh.
Things move quickly. The air itself is kind of drawing your eyes out. I'm gonna need you to make one more push your luck.
That is a 9 again.
Woo! So you reach out and you grasp You grasp for the lemur's tail and you catch it, but you realize where you are. You kind of lose your footing and you run into like the side of the walls, kind of like scraping your arm against it, and you hear boulders. You hear the skittering of spiders. And as you're stopping to try and get a hold of the lemur, a bunch of spiders start to eject from their crevices inside of the temple. And you see that there is a small landslide that is currently occurring because of your chase for the lemur.
Oh no.
You...
Okay.
What do you do?
I mean, we're gonna just get the fuck out of there. So... I mean, yeah, I guess that's it. I'm gonna just try and get out of there without causing any much more ruckus.
You hurry down the path, and Menga and the others are right behind you, and they actually catch up with you in equal speed. And you hear Doc from the background. The entire run. It gets to the point where Pemo, in the middle of the run, has to hit his mouth. And Onion remains entirely emotionless the entire time.
Oh my gosh. So I caught them and they're coming towards me and
They're coming towards you. You have the lemur. You're holding it.
Okay. I'm on Mooch, right? I'm on my air bison?
No, you use your staff to get up here. You parked your bison.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just...
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I thought you were just being funny.
No, I thought I was actually calling Mooch. Okay. Well, if I'm just like flying out of there, I'm gonna try and grab them as they're coming towards me. Like
you want to just
try and like stiff arm them and yeah.
Okay, cool. They
like, no. Just like shit. I'm definitely getting free snacks for fucking life after this.
I think we should talk about that, actually, on the subject of free snacks, in which more rocks start to, like, hurtle down and narrowly miss the two of you. I just think we should talk about the snack thing more, a little bit of a later date.
Yeah, probably. And he will actually call for...
You call
he
for
will
Mooch.
Actually call for Mooch, yeah, this time.
He's never entirely super far from you, and you hear pretty quickly as it like comes in and provides an escape route that you have to jump onto his back for.
All right, I'm just gonna throw everybody on.
You do so successfully, and
then he'll probably just throw the lemur into Menga's arms. For now. And then he'll just grab the reins.
They hold out as you like jump in, and they help you into the saddle, and you what is your call sign? How do you do this?
I don't know. I mean, he's probably just gonna be like yip.
Yip.
I mean, for now, I guess.
With Mooch, you notice that you were just on the side of the air temple that was closest to the cliff face itself. So you cause like a chain reaction and a bunch of loose rocks that was already loose. You see a bunch of different other air nomads who were like looking around like for something that's happened, but there's no serious damage that was caused and no one seems to have been hurt.
Oh my god. Okay, we're not going back right now.
No, but there was like a thing I wanted to... Okay, fine.
Yeah, if we go back there, we might be dead. So...
Orang, thoughts? Okay.
Good job,
and
Orang.
Menga starts to like go for the snacks.
Tempest is just gonna reach over and grab it. Free snacks for life.
But I thought we were supposed to be sharing. I thought it was like the whole point of this thing.
I'll share.
Oh.
I'll give you some when I'm done.
Oh, that's rough. And he sits down and he crosses his arms. Congratulations. You're sitting on your bison, snacking away, watching the rest of the crowd just kind of gather together and the other bisons like weave between each other. Yeah.
Well, that was fun.
You hear Dakpa in the back behind the saddle, like cleaning his glasses. And Pema just like at full arm extension just pats him on the head. There.
Don't worry, Dakpa. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh, why do I hang out with you guys? This is terrible.
Because we're fun.
Ugh. You love it! Oh. You hear this this horn sound. They're starting.
Yes. Okay, let's go get a better view. And he'll I mean, I don't know if we're on Moonch already or not, but
Yeah, you
we're all
are.
gonna get on there, and I'm just gonna levitate up and just like watch it from the sky.
Do you want to bring Mooch with you up further?
Yeah.
Because right now you're all in the saddle.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it.
Okay, cool. You're just gonna
From on him.
Yeah, sorry. Want to make sure.
Yeah.
You get to this point where it's like a top-down sort of perspective, almost entirely bird's eye. You can see the various groups getting ready and getting into position, and you can almost barely hear the announcer, but you can't quite make out what he's saying. You are able to get the teams that are going against each other in the Wind Chasers and the Millers. You see Mama Miller in particular is in this ridiculous pseudo dress of bison fur, and it's clearly just some dorky kid underneath it. Complete with like matching bison fur wig. And
Nice.
while there is, of course, Mama, Papa, Doug, Girl, Miller, Dog Miller is the most horrifying, likening it to something like Cousin It. There's an airbender under there. Somewhere. From here, you see the games begin. 5 members on each side trying to get a goal in each other's goal. You see them duck and weave beneath each other, especially as the windsurfers in particular are taking on the offensive. It doesn't look very good for the Millers in the beginning because of the very quick 3 points scored right after each other for the windsurfers. I'm gonna keep us going. The Millers make a comeback. Dog Miller ends up getting behind enemy lines and intercepting the ball whenever he can. Mama and Pa Miller end up running an excellent defense strategy, swapping goalies, which is not a very common thing to do. With the introduction of Doug and Girl Miller, they're able to safely secure a win by 1 point before moving on.
I knew it. I wasn't even scared.
Hold it! Ugh.
Did you make any money on that?
I lost some.
That's what you get for betting against the Millers.
Nah, you didn't lose any. What do you mean, Beba? I mean, I switched your bet when you weren't looking. Oh. I don't know if I feel better or worse. Oh. What now? Now the other teams. What is left? I don't really follow this thing. Cumulus, who are just kind of whatever. Windsurfers are going to get a second try to stay in. And some group called, he pulls out this little piece of paper. Arrow Point. A little on the nose, don't you think?
Yeah, I don't know if airbenders are the most creative people.
Okay. The Millers were creative, and I will not be apologizing for that.
The Millers are creative.
As far as the rest of the tournament goes, it's a lot of semifinals sort of behavior. You have the Millers wreck house on a bunch of smaller people who are simply not worth naming. They become very quickly the fan favorite. You can even see the other airbenders who had a similar idea to you, but at lower altitudes, try and watch from around. Arrow Point makes an appearance. They're very serious looking nomads. They're in proper ceremonial attire, and there is one individual who is much younger than the rest. Avatar hopeful known as Neelan. And you hear a audible, what's Neelan doing here? You see him with a very, while most air nomads are bald, except for some niche circumstances, Neelan has a full head of hair. In this very, very earthbender style kind of cut. He wears on either arm armbands from each of the 4 nations. Neelan's always been someone who leans into the idea of being the Avatar, even though we don't know if he is.
He's just so lame.
He just likes to showboat. It won't last in a few years.
It's probably not even him.
I don't know, but if Pema goes up to the side, if that's the Avatar, I'm a little scared.
Yeah. And Avatar's supposed to be destined for greatness, but that guy's destined for a room in the basement.
Nice. Oh, I don't like this. What? What's wrong? Something just feels wrong about this. It's just me. You, Orang, seems to be in somewhat of silent agreement with Dakba. The match begins between Arrow Point and the Windsurfers, who have managed to stay in the competition. It is a very aggressive fight, as you would expect from the Windsurfers. There are several points where you swear they could have made a goal, but didn't. Places where the wind would benefit the other side in just the right way. While it is not illegal to airbend in Bison polo, it is often tasteless. It is not usually done. And you can imagine that's kind of what's happening here, though people would have a hard time proving it. Arrow Point manages to prevent the Windsurfers from getting a single point in the 5 minutes that they are in play. After 5 minutes, they go on the attack themselves, beating the windsurfers at their own game and bending the ball around their goalie in very clever, small ways.
These people are a joke.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Even Manga gets a little bit quiet at the idea. You shouldn't be able to do that, especially not with. You see Neelan down there, cheering himself with this smug grin, like that.
Wish I could wipe that grin off his face.
Yeah. Can we get a little bit lower to the platform? I want to see the next one.
Yeah, I guess.
I want to see something. As the match is concluded and the group begins its descent onto one of the an empty spot on the platform, you notice it's time. The final match. The Millers and Arrowpoint. The Millers themselves have already had to make a substitution for Dog Miller. After he suffered a little bit of an injury in a freak Bison incident midway through the last match.
Those freak Bison accidents.
Freak Bison incidents just get you every time, right?
If I had a nickel.
Dog Miller is emergency dressed up. He has like a head bandana and like a face covering, but he's not in the same like Cousin It style attire that the last one was in. You do see him on the other side, which is with his leg like laid up, and he's still in full bison fur. You just see like just 2 arms and 2 legs poking out of it. Begin! The initial battle is quite close. Neither side is able to get an immediate goal. And the Millers do even manage to get 2 goals themselves, but that is all they would get. The polo ball managed to find itself in the shoulder of Girl Miller. And one even found itself knocking Dog Miller off of his bison.
That's dirty.
The referee ended up having to stop things and make sure that Dog Miller is okay, which he was. Nothing was really done, but the team was scolded a little bit for using such tactics. They got a little bit more creative. The ball managed to find itself just barely grazing Doug Miller's eye. It'd probably leave a bruise. By the end, in all 3 minutes of the match, the Millers had 3 points, and Arrowpoint had 12. Ugh, grinds my gears. You see Neelan in particular kind of presenting themselves as like the captain of these things, descend down on his bison, and you see as the ref is going to gives the team a congratulations, and you see Neelan like smirk and look around at everyone else like they're his subjects, and Menga in particular stands up and seethes. The ref mentions, we have our winner. Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to go up against Arrowpoint as champion usurpers? And the crowd is silent. Minga seeds. And you see Neelan like give a chuckle as he looks over to the wounded 2 dog millers.
What are you guys thinking? Are we doing this?
You see Menga already walking forward.
Okay, well, here we go.
Like,
do you guys have your bisons?
I have, yes.
All right. Well, let's go. Let's kick Neelan's ass.
Maybe you should do the talking so Mega doesn't say something stupid.
Okay. So he'll just like fly out and just be like, yeah, we want to challenge you guys.
You see Neelan look over to you. Let him, I guess.
All right, well, that's all I need to hear. Let the air polo talk for itself.
Do you even all have bisons?
Guys, do we all have bisons?
I have mine.
Yeah, I have mine. And Menga right next to you.
You bet your butt we do.
The challenge is fair! You're given 5 minutes to plan a strategy and assemble your bisons before the game begins.
All right. So we need to keep them from airbending. Maybe. Or do we fight dirty back?
I'm not really good at fighting dirty.
I don't care what it takes, I'll do it! Maybe we should figure out positions first.
Yeah. I'll be the attack. And the rest of you guys defend.
All of us?
Have you guys played this before?
Oh yeah, we played a bunch. Well, I've played a few times. Dakpa,
I played once and I wasn't very good at it. Do we have to do this?
yes!
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys have played at this level, but shit gets intense. Okay? If you get the ball, give it to me.
Get the ball, give it to you?
I promise you that's the only way we're going to be able to win this.
Oring's pretty good at defense, last I checked.
Oren, you want to be goalie?
He, you sense, there's like this leaf that falls, and without looking and behind him, he immediately...
Beautiful. Stay centered like an earthbender.
Oh, I don't have a good feeling about this.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of good feelings about anything, do you?
Oh, but I'm always right when I'm around all of you.
Pema just... There. All
Okay.
in.
All in.
What do we say?
I have no idea.
Rice cake?
Rice cake on 3. Rice cake on 3.
Rice cake on 3!
1, 2, 3. Rice cake.
Rice cake! Uh-oh. You just realized what you did. Arrow Point versus Team Rice Cake! You all managed to get your bisons. Were you gonna say something?
It's just gonna be more embarrassing for him when he loses.
You get started. You all get your bisons and you move up into the play space. You see that your friends' bisons have actually relatively similar energies to their riders. Menga's bison is up and alert and prepared. Pima's just very casually flies where it needs to. Oring's is very mechanically sound. And Dakpa's is a little shaky. He looks like an older bison. Like he managed to get a bison secondhand.
The used bison store.
Used bison store, yeah. You end up taking the place in the center, where the defenders are immediately by each other's goals. You four on either team get into position in which you are facing one of the other members. You find yourself looking at Neelan. Dakpa is in front of this very intimidating looking airbender who has like a scar on the right side of his face. Pema's up against this very average looking man, and Menga looks like he's ready to fucking deck this redheaded girl who's on another bison. The first to 5, and you hear this loud horn go off that you can feel vibrate in your chest. It goes fast. How do you want to do this? Like, what's your tactic? What's the move you're using?
Is it like a ball in the middle?
It is a ball. Yes, it's a ball that was like dropped from high up by an official.
I guess we can use like our fighting techniques like in here.
Yeah, you can.
Even though like not fighting anybody in specifics.
No, yes, you can.
I am going to use my cannonball technique.
Yo!
Which is I am a master in. So, rush forward with the might of the wind behind you, crash into a foe, in this case a ball. Yes.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this as well. I'm going to flavor this in a certain way, so tell me if you don't like it. You launch yourself off of Mooch. Like in a straight line, a blur. You even surprise Neelan. Mooch already knows what you're doing and where you're going, and meets you underneath as you begin to free fall and land on his saddle. Everyone else moves directly back towards you. It is a rough fight. I am going to have you get into an exchange.
Oh, fun.
Yes, I know. So here's what you're gonna do. You are going to pick a method. So it's either going to be defend and maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and attack. And then I'll tell you which ones these people make.
Right.
Page 148 if you're looking.
Yeah, I have it all printed out here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've chosen.
Okay, what is it?
I am going to defend and maneuver by seizing a position.
Ooh, okay, cool. Neelan and the rest are going to immediately advance and attack. They're going to... now I need to make sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about. are using any. They're going to try and take the ball from you. They're chasing you down. They're trying to get you to. Oh shit! What was it? To change location.
Okay.
I forget what it's directly called. Are you using any techniques to help you with this?
I mean, the only thing I really have is Twisting Wind. So, let's see. Effortlessly flow around blows like the wind itself for each foe engaged with you who choose an advance, plus attack approach, clear 1 fatigue, and hold 1 momentum.
Yo, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because there is currently 3 on you right now.
Yes.
All right. Lastly, I'm gonna have you do one thing, and we're gonna blitz through this.
Okay.
I don't care. You can either rely on your skills and training, or push your luck to make this.
I am going to push my luck because I have a -1 to focus.
Okay.
And a +2 to passion, so we're definitely pushing our luck here. Please. Oh no. That's a 6.
Okay, that's fine. You'll get other chances. You maneuver to the best of your ability, but you are fighting off 3 experienced Bison Polar players who are fighting dirty. You make a you try to make a goal, and it should have landed, if not for a very sudden updraft of wind that shot it backwards and into the goalkeeper's hands. He throws it all the way back, propelling it with wind, and one of the other teammates catches it on the other side of the field, defended the same person who is currently in conflict with Dakba. He does his best, but he's no match for an experienced Bison Polo player now. He tries to make a goal. He chucks it directly at Orang, and it gets through. There is this bizarre curve of wind that goes directly around his hand and back through the goal. Goal! Arrow point.
God damn it.
You're allowed a brief time in between goals to meet. 2 minutes.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to drop it like that. I didn't know how I was supposed to get out of her hands.
It's not your fault. You would have had it if they weren't cheating. But
Orang looks at his hand, angry.
anger. Okay, I think we need to anticipate where they're going to send their airbending. So if we try and make a goal and they're going to draft the wind left, we need to adjust.
So have someone on counter airbend
the
duty.
other way. Yes.
Pema sits back. I can do that.
Got it?
I guess so.
I think the best thing, person throws the ball at the goal, airbend both in the same direction. In the opposite direction, I mean, keep the ball going straight.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. You do your thing. Menga, can you help? Yeah, I can. Good. Rice cake?
Rice cake.
Rice cake! You set up for another round. Once more. How would you like to roll? Or would you like to do something else in order to start the match?
I think I'm probably just gonna do the same thing every time.
Okay, you want to use
Try and get the
cannonball
ball
too?
as fastest. Yeah.
Okay.
Just get to the ball as fastest and try and make a goal.
You are faster than the other airbenders, at least on your own. This group of airbenders on your own. You You shoot off like a bullet. Roll.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, that's a tool. Fuck, what do I roll again? Oh, I don't roll for cannonball. Am I rolling for push my luck again?
Push your luck, yes.
Okay, that's a 12.
Oh, hell yeah. It happens quickly. You leap off of Mooch, you grab the ball and land on him, and immediately propel yourself upwards to score the goal yourself. You spike it into the goal, and you see that the goalie starts to push the ball from meters away, but Pema's on the other side. She cancels out the airbending with the blast of her own, and you're able to spike it into the goal. Neelan doesn't even know what hit him.
Oh, I guess this game is pretty fun after all, isn't it?
Yeah! You hear Menga very barely not say a bunch of choice expletives towards the other people. And you go again. The back and forth leads you into a very tight game. You start off a lot by using the cannonball maneuver, and they end up being able to anticipate that. They're able to, through dirty trickery, even in the trickery has been largely canceled out thanks to your own team's efforts. But they're still not, but they're using other maneuvers, some kind of unfair ones. Ganging up on one person, being able to just kind of take the ball, anticipate where you guys are going, and you're both meeting at 4-4. It is the final round. One more goal, and you win. You're allowed one more meeting.
All right. I have a plan.
Ugh.
Fuck, what the fuck's your name? Dakpa.
Ugh.
You go for the ball this time.
What? What?
You go for the ball this time.
Is that a good idea? Tempest, what are you doing?
No, it's not. But they're not going to be expecting it.
Pema, just take a deep breath. Let's do this.
Oh, God. Okay.
You start in your. Do you want to? You start in your similar positions, of which you are assigned.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I need to double check techniques too. I want to make sure. Okay. Dakbum. Okay, first, push your luck.
Oh, no. Fuck me.
And I will give you. Oh no. Well, I was giving you. I forget how you do advantage in this game, but I was going to allow you a reroll because of the ridiculous decision to use Dakpa. I'm curious.
Oh, okay, that's a 12.
Too extreme. What is your goal for this? You just want to see if he can do it?
I want to distract them. Like, I want them to keep their eyes on me, and then as soon as the ball drops, I'm gonna go straight up instead. And then in that time, hopefully Dakpa can go and grab the ball and pass it to me.
How are you going to distract him?
I mean, I'll probably just, like, push myself up with, like, airbending, like, from my Bison and just like swirl up in the air, like trying to create like a tornado type thing, and just kind of keep their eye on me, like go up as high as I can.
Your teammates see what you're doing too. Chaos ensues. You propel Mooch and yourself up meters higher into the sky. Neelan was staring at you intensely, expecting you to do the same thing that you've been doing, and is shocked and looks to you instead. He sees the ball go down and sees you pass, and he doesn't know where to look. The same with the other teammates. Pema and Menga do their best in order to distract them as well, catching on to what you're doing. Menga starts yelling. Pema ends up streaking the opposite direction behind enemy lines. And before you know, you see from your bird's eye perspective, Dakpa forget where he is.
Oh no.
He's moving around with his shaky elder Bison, just like, wait, what's happening? And the ball lands directly in his lap. And then he starts to move over slowly and just barely moving between Bison, threading the needle. And the goalie sees him, and he goes to block the ball. And midway, Dakpa starts to throw it, and it goes the other direction that everyone thinks it's going to go. And it barely crests through the hoop and earns you a 5th point.
Yes!
What'd I do? And everyone cheers.
We're all gonna go up to Dakpa and we're all gonna like hold him up.
You pull your Bisons like aside each other and you like get onto his saddle. And you are crowned the championship usurpers.
Yes, I knew it was gonna work. I never doubted you for a second, Dakpa.
And Dakpa still looks clueless. I did it. And joins like the screaming as well. Arrow Point looks highly displeased. And Neelan in particular refuses to make eye contact with you. Sorry.
I heard it was written that the Avatar is supposed to be good at air polo, at Bison polo.
He stops and he looks your way. Next time. And he, not having a proper response to you, flies away. And you guys are given the rewards. And that is the first cut of forge cake crafted by Sumati over the past month. And prestige. Even the people who have a hard time fighting, who do not enjoy participating with Avatar hopefuls, you're kind of a badass today. Because while Dakpa did get the scoring goal, your friends around you certainly did not forget who it was that brought them there. It's this large table, and Menga is gonna blow his voice out and drowns himself in yak milk. Pema is very happy for you and gives you a big hug and is just endlessly singing your praises. Dakpa is still shocked as fuck and doesn't entirely know how anything happened until it is understood that Orang had something to do with it. You see, Dakpa's little sneeze maneuver would have cost you the game. But Orang, looking over, gave it the little push it needed. But in Orang's few words, no one has to know that. You're greeted with revelry well into the night. The Bison Polo Championships of this year have come and gone. There are dorms and houses for people to use. Is there anything you want to do during these festivities?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I think he's just kind of like revel in it. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know how Dad's gonna feel about this.
You haven't
He
seen
could
him.
be happy. I haven't seen him.
No.
I might try and look for him.
Okay. It gets you you hear while you're looking around, you kind of start going back a little bit, like down a little bit into some of like the more secluded areas. And you hear some of the monks talking. And you find yourself sitting sneaking a little bit in order to maintain what you can hear. You sneak down, and behind you is the building you're listening into, and there's this little window that you're able to hear, and you can kind of peer through as the conversation's going on. You hear them. He's progressing well. As well as an avatar. As well as can be expected. Wei Shen. No. It is time. Wei Shen. I cannot. Your attachment to the boy is what is holding him back. You understand. I disagree. If the Avatar is your son, then you must do him the courtesy of releasing him before his attachment becomes too strong. I cannot give him up. He means too much to me. Then it is already too late. Your desire was already discouraged, and you now see why. If the Avatar is unable to separate themselves from their attachments by blood, how can they be expected to safeguard all of us? You must let go, Wei Shen. If not for the world, for him. Silence falls throughout the chamber. And Wei Shen leaves.
We're going to fly out of sight and come from the opposite direction from where I just was. So this looks like I was just.
Yeah, you want to cover your tracks. I gotcha.
So I was gonna do that and just be like, Dad.
Oh, hey.
Hey. You okay?
I will be. Did you have fun?
I did. Did you happen to see any of the last match?
No, I was kept in some political meetings. Very boring stuff.
Oh. Understandable.
Anything interesting happen?
Well, Team Arrowhead kind of came and demolished everybody, and may have challenged him afterwards and won.
You won?
I guess so.
That is exciting. He looks around. That That is exciting. Congratulations.
Guess who got the last goal?
Well, I would assume you.
No, it was Dakpa.
How lucky was it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, probably 1,000. I don't know how that happened. I was kind of just wanted to see what would happen. And it worked out in the end, so.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks,
You see like a little tear in his eye, and he just kind of.
He'll probably tear up too, knowing what just transpired.
I am starving.
Yeah, you always are.
It's true. He puts his hand like on your upper back and just kind of leads you back to the feast. Is the cake as good as it sounds?
Do you like airbender butt in your cake? I may have fallen in all of it.
You know, I never got the taste for it. I'll figure something out. When we speak of freedom, is it literal? Are all mortal bonds by earthly tethers that permeate their soul shackling it to the land? Is freedom the ability to act outside the laws of your kin? Is absolute freedom the moral standard that we all should aspire to? Are we so battered and trained to operate within our means that we must look to the clouds for an escape far away? Freedom of the self is not used as an obstacle to the freedom of others. It is, as it says, of the self. Detaching ourselves from things that bind us to the truth and seeking knowledge from its source. When a human ascends the slope of the northern air temple, taking in its beautiful sights, are they humans having a spiritual experience? Or are they already spirits, having a mortal one? Are the answers above us and out of reach? Or were they around us already, all along? I am saddened to think that the air nomads may never learn the answer.